Oh my gosh. I just awoke from my slumber of 2,763 years. And what's changed since I fell asleep? Yeah, who's ready for music? Uh, am I really this quiet? It's saying on my microphone that I'm barely like, I, I'm not really that loud. Even though, like, do I have like a gain on my microphone? Oh, oh, I even have a gain that brings it up 4 decibels. You know what? I'm using the gain on that one. I can use the gain on my preamp. That didn't make me much louder. I think I used the wrong one. What about this one? This one make me louder? No, that just makes my monitoring louder. What about this one? Am I louder now? Do I feel loud? Wow, it's getting through the noise gate. That's not good. Let me turn that back down then. Okay. Why am I still so quiet? I guess I will have to use the gain. Bring it up. How was it before? Okay, yeah, so I sounded like this. That was okay, never mind. I don't know if you heard that extremely loud incorrect buzzer that I have that plays every time I do something bad. Um but that was my sign to stop doing that. How do I make myself louder? Ding. Bring myself up by 7 decibels. How does that sound? Hello. I don't really see it peak or anything. Maybe I need to bring it up a bit more. Or I could just speak closer to the microphone, I guess. Oh wait, I did that and I think oh no, I thought my monitor stopped monitoring. Never mind, I'm just too quiet to notice. I could have the microphone right up next to my face. Does that have better sound quality? Do you like it when I put bass in my voice? Do you like it when the pop filter is 2 inches away from the mic? Enough of that. Here's some more orchestration. The microphone will be as close to my face as I can get it without ruining my tracking. And I'll talk a little bit. Usually I only sound like this when I'm sleepy. But I ain't so sleepy right now. Hear my keyboard still? It's very important to me that you can hear my keyboard. Darn it, you can't. It's not ring. The noise gate is blocking me out. A noise gates you. There you go. There's your daily dose of keyboard strokes for today. This keyboard is so clunky. It's not even a full-size keyboard, but it's so clunky. On purpose, of course. But that means traveling with it is terrible. And you need a huge backpack. Your ASMR burp for today. Make sure to have one every stream. Anyway, hello. Just in case you didn't know, this is what I look like. It was disappointing, but like, whatever. Why should I live up to your expectations? Today we're going to be continuing that I wrote, or I didn't write it, just transcribed it. something I transcribed months ago, and it's not great. There are lots of things I could change, but why you're here is to tell me everything that's wrong with it so I can ignore you and then do it. Okay, who's ready for that? Here it is. I just hide those. Never mind, they're still here. What does it like hide them in the just doesn't let me change them no more? It's not hiding the sound flags. I thought it would like first stream I watched of yours. I'm so sorry. That probably was terrible. Let's listen to it. I guess I'll play the whole thing in full because people don't like it when I don't do that. Then I'll point out all the stuff I don't like about it. So. It's 2 oboes, 2 clarinets, 2 bassoons, a horn, 2 horns. I guess I could have gone with 4 horns, but I just went with 2. 2 horns, 2 trumpets, 2 trombones, no tuba, even though it'd be a great place to put a tuba joke here because of all the twos. We have timpani, we have a 2 drum, 2 bowls, 2 angle, 2 violins, 2 olas, 2 violoncellos, and 2 contrabasses. Like, alright, here we go. Hold on. I just realized that's really loud. Okay, let's spare our ears. You already know my ears are real big, so they get damaged pretty easily. Whatever, here. Okay, so first of all, you might have noticed that there are some red notes here, and not like the TikTok clone, but like the notes in MuseScore, and it's because if you remember, I actually originally put this in D minor. I was about to say F major. It's D minor because of the 1 flat. Because these 4 sharps are not as easy to read as 1 flat. I moved it up a semitone. I put it back to the original C sharp minor though, because I'm transcribing it now, but that's why like these are originally supposed to be like B flat, right? Like a whole semitone up, but instead now they're A. So rectify that, I guess, and same on here. Ow. Ow. Do a trombone impression, aren't you? Okay, so some things that immediately stood out to me. Not really sure how I would achieve this, but I don't know. I kind of want like things to feel a bit more loose, especially the climax of like these. And I think maybe I can achieve this by having you guys play single notes instead of doubles, and then just have the trumpets play because you guys are playing the melody. Or I could even have the opposite, where I have the woodwinds keep that, and the trumpets only play one note. I'm not so sure. It has a more natural feeling fall off, I guess. Let me try the other one again. It's like the doctors are gonna say 1 or 2. Here's number 1 again. No, that one sounds messier. That one sounds messier to me. Again, with both of them playing double notes. I really think it's the trumpets kind of blasting that makes it feel that way, so. For orchestra, I like to write for a massive one, and it's overwhelming, but also makes it easier because I have more options. 1 flute, 1 oboe, 1 bassoon, 3 clarinets, 1 bass clarinet. Hold on a second. You have 1 of all the woodwinds except for 4 clarinets. Do you play clarinet per chance? 4 horns, 2 trumpets, 2 trombones, 1 bass trombone, 1 tuba timpani, usually with piano, harp, and strings. That is a pretty big orchestra except for the woodwind section. Well, see, I tend to write for large orchestras for kind of the same reason. It is like more fun. I will say it is just more fun to write for a lot more instruments. And of course, you do get a lot more sound colors. And then you listen to music with big orchestras, especially those folks in like the late 19th century, early 20th century. They just have huge orchestras. And it's fun to write for them, but like, yeah, it can be tricky. And that's why I'm kind of holding off on some projects that I have that utilize bigger orchestras, because I'm like, I mean, it's fun, but I ain't never gonna get nothing done on those kinds of ensembles. So I gotta kind of wait before I think I'm a bit more ready. And I hope you remember that I'm not a music student. Uh I wasn't ever taught how to write for orchestra. Kind of figuring it out as I go. So when I feel a bit more comfortable, for now I'm just doing some smaller bits. Maybe in the next year or so I can get back to writing for. Or I guess I could just scale back the orchestra, and, which is also fine. Writing for more constrained orchestra is like a good exercise, and trying to squeeze as much timbre as you can out of a few instruments. That's why I think like the wind quintet is such a powerful ensemble. It's because there's so many different timbres in 5 instruments that you can really exploit, for better or for worse, because they don't really blend very well into chords because of that. But it's very interesting to write for because of that. It's very easy to squeeze an entire orchestra into those 5 instruments for that reason. Write for orchestra, use 6 trombones and double parts and the less important instruments like violins. I actually relate to that so much. I think trombones are way cooler than stupid. You notice here that the violins, like, this is something I actually wanted to change upon re-listening, but like when I initially wrote this, like the violins and the strings in general barely do anything. They just go dun 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 dun. I'll go dun 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 dun. So it's not exactly idiomatic, I guess. Just look at me. Do I look idiomatic to you? I know what I've learned through learning very little amounts of theory, but I'm in high school, so I barely know what I'm doing, just doing music theory students. pain. Or whatever. Not like I'm like building a road or designing a building or anything here. I'm just clicking notes into a program. Ain't gonna hurt nobody if I make a mistake. Except for my ego. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna change double note dudes and the single note dudes. Just to hopefully make it sound a bit cleaner. And also over here where it did the bassoon to clarinet, I thought that sounded a bit odd, so I'm gonna switch that to bassoon to oboe instead. Of course the oboe can't play that low. I think this E sharp is the lowest note of a, I was about to say French horn, not French horn. And so I could use that. That's probably not a terrible idea. It wouldn't be very loud though, so I don't actually think that would either way. Have it first be on clarinet and then move to oboe. We could do that. Oh, you guys are playing forte. Go, you guys. Maybe horn would have a, would be closer timbrally. Is that the word I'm looking for? When they're similar in timbre, there's matching timbrally. Is that a word? They're matching sonically. I guess that's a better word for it. The horns are so much louder than the bassoon, for reasons that just completely evade me. I can't think of a single reason why a horn would be louder than a bassoon. So like switching back and forth between these feels a little awkward, I guess. I could also just make the bassoons play it. I mean, I kind of wanted to avoid that, but if I was feeling a bit, I don't know, sadistic, it would also make you guys shut up a bit. Push. I mean, I guess. But that feels like not cheating, but just wrong. Well, I like it better than or could do one horn, second horn. You know what? No, just keep. Kind of got rid of the original there's all these 16th notes here. I kind of got rid of those. I'm not sure if I want to reintroduce them or if how I would reintroduce them in this kind of context. Right now they're just kind of being played on these guys. I mean, I suppose a soloist could go and they could obviously play these. This is not a violin concerto though. Though it might be interesting if you tried to make it one. But not what we're doing here. I could Uh, this might be very funky. I want to try to. What note are you? G sharp. I'll try something very silly here. What if I did a like this? Or wait, no. Go. Go. Sounds like a fun tom tom. And Shirgi is sherbet flavored now. For supporting me. I really can't think of anything that bad out of here. Okay. Go to this part here, which is the part that bothers me the most, are these woodwind parts here, where they just kind of play the melody. Or right here. This really annoying triangle here. Might be better replaced with a timpani. What I want is that I need fish sticks and custard. I need some of this melody here to be on some of the violins here. I do like these arpeggios. All my terminology right, aren't I? Like, I like these. But I guess I'll just make the second violins do it because they're the second violins and I can make them do whatever I want. I'll just have to suck it up because they're playing second violin. Got second violinists. Where's that? Is there like a double dynamic here? Alright, for all of them, apparently for just hold it. Nope. Probably mark your DVZ then. I mean, I guess they can try doing tremolo octaves if they want, but I ain't gonna make them. When you divisi strings into forte, you lose some volume, but like this is like an ancillary like thing, so I'm like so that they can have a double sharp to B sharp. Just lowest note of a violin. Violin. I think start clarinet. I think it's better to start with clarinet and violin together. The oboe felt a bit wrong there. I'm sorry again here. The oboe feels a bit placed here. So it can like get introduced later on. but not quite immediately. So I would like this part to feel a little bit more dramatic though. Have this timpani play for a little bit longer. I was using a triangle for a little bit of dramatic effect here. Do that again. Again from... Actually, try again from over here. Try. Feels a bit too dramatic. Not that this bit of music isn't dramatic, and therefore deserves to sound dramatic, but the point is that peaking a bit too early. Better. You know what? Bum 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 bum. I feel like I should really offload some of this tremolo work to the stupid and stinky violas, and then put these top bits on the even stinkier cellos. And then the second violins can come in and help out the first violins. So do exactly that. Congratulations, cellos. You're basically becoming as good as the second violins. How's it feel? Why is this so thick? How many layers of dynamics have I copy-pasted onto you? Where are you not? Are you... what the heck? Wait, what? Where did the crescendo go? Why is that up here now? Stop it. There's crescendo. Thank you. Still divisi though. Violas, you get to play this now. You just feel so happy about that. And I want, especially here, here, let me do this. You guys kind of switch octaves a second here to make this a bit. And then I want rest here. Get rid of this. All y'all up an octave. I guess it looks a little counterintuitive for the second violins to be an octave above the first violins, and not just because the first violins are expected to have better intonation in the higher end. But it's probably fine. Never mind, that sounds absolutely horrendous. Get that out of my ears. I guess I'll go back to this. Yeah. Have you guys go to play. And what if y'all are on the same octave? What is happening with you guys? Why are you facing the wrong way? What happened? What is this? I don't know how I click to fix that. I notice there's reset beams, reset shapes and positions, control R. I guess I would prefer the octaves. I don't need no unison though. I guess you guys can play the same thing. You can't play that. Right. Maybe I can just migrate. Actually, no, I can't. That doesn't make any sense. Then you guys can get promoted to playing this. And you can get promoted to playing this. Oh, and also I'll mark you as unison. Okay, there you go. I like this more. More bottom heavy. No, I like my chords more bottom heavy than top heavy. That's what I've always said. I want you guys to hold this note that you're not already doing it, but I'll put a tenuto here just to distinguish you guys from the staccato here. You guys are instead of. Also, I don't think a piano trumpet exists, so I think I might have to put you guys on strings or something. Or trombones, because trombones are nicer and cooler. Which one of you guys is the lowest note? Here. Then you can go on the horn. You can go trumpet, or not trumpet, trombone 2. You can go to trombone 1. The trombone here will have a nicer so I think a piano here for these guys should be more feasible than a piano for a trumpet. Those same notes. Or actually, I could put you on a bassoon instead. I think bassoon is still nicer. Go. There you go. Oh, and once again to distinguish y'all, and why aren't you already on fortissimo? Playing on piano. Danuto. There's still staccato though. I was like, this note's my favorite. I don't even think it's the highest one. Nice. In every Moonlight Sonata orchestration I've seen, none of them put this part in the flutes, but when I heard this for the first time, I just thought it has to be on piccolo. It just has to be. That just feels, I just could just feel it in my soul, my heart, my nerves, and my shoes. That just had to be a flute line. I don't know what it was, something about my aesthetics or what, but it had to be on flutes. You start this orchestration in live? Yeah, I did like a couple months ago. Now I'm returning to it so I can fix it and continue it. I need some kind of... I need something here, so I have to... I don't know what it is, but it's probably going to come from percussion, because percussion is awesome. So we should add some of it. I think maybe like a bass drum hit here. I was going to think of bass drum roll, but I think it just is... I could go for some kind of... what note are you playing here? F double sharp? Sure. Remove the staccatissimo, please. And you move up to, what's it? A sharp. Literally moving up a half steps. I don't even know if anyone's gonna notice, but where's my tremolo? Down here. I'm not hearing this symphony very well. I'm boosting you by 6 decibels. Go. Make me proud. There you go. That might be a bit much though. And I guess for consistency, I might as well have this again. Why does the symphony play shorter than the bass drum? Also, you're not even the right note. This is F sharp, and this is G sharp. Man, I am just a genius. I guess that's fine. Again. Thing here, one of you guys has got to jump an octave up. Like starting right here, I'll just have you guys arbitrarily jump up an octave because I'm evil. I guess I could make this easier on y'all if I just cut you guys off and then have you join in only like this. Y'all go down. There you go. Try again from the beginning. I'm mostly okay with how that is. Use clarinets. They're doubling the melody. They're not really doing a whole lot. Maybe that's on clarinet instead of even like a violin. I could try that on what the heck? Try that on the violins. Or yeah, these. You have to shut up. I guess my idea was that this is like a part where the woodwinds can shine though. That's my impression of that chord. Let's get rid of y'all. Put y'all down here. Nope. Yep. You know what? Actually, I prefer that on oboes. I thought I would have liked it more in clarinets. That's good. All as well, except I'm. But that's, I guess. To be... And I always wanted this part to feel a bit more dramatic. I think I might be able to achieve that if I move both of you guys up an octave. What in tarnation is happening here? Why can't you guys just follow the stem directions? I think I'm gonna have to like force the horns. Right now I think the entire brass is playing the same thing. But I think I can get maybe some of you guys in the horns double what the violas are doing. Go. Awesome. I guess these yeah, that works. Here, what if I put you guys in even more octaves? Like, what's that now? 2, 3, 4 octaves. Nah, this was better. Nice loud horns up there. Nope, I started all at the beginning. But I... you on bassoon. I need this chord to sound like this one here to sound more like I guess dissonant's not really the word. I don't really think it's dissonant. It just needs to sound a bit more powerful and thicker. It doesn't really right now. There needs to be something else. This is a what? D sharp major chord. So are these the same? Okay, I could add a... these F sharps should be doing good enough. Maybe like this double octave drop is making kind of blurring the line a little bit. Try this. Try again with the lower octave. Yeah, that lower note doesn't even like come across very much. So let me add it back. Or jump it up an octave. Maybe you can go down to A. Try this. Or you're supposed to be A sharp. Wait. Maybe more F double sharps here. Imagine you can't play a low F sharp, double sharp. Never mind, you can. So do it. I think you sounded better playing D though. Woodwinds play this A sharp. Could also just make you guys play multiple things like this. Not out of the realm of possibility. I kind of want the contrabasses to stay like focus on that. Like that. Okay. Try again. These oboes sound a bit silly. I'm sorry, oboes, but you're silly. Out of here. I think it's because like those staccato oboes. It reminds me of like the Petrushka part, which is supposed to like represent like laughing people. That's why it sounds so silly. This repeated staccato in the oboe. This really reminds me of that. I feel like that's not really doing the oboe any good here. It isn't very loud on its own though, so I'd have to pump up its volume by like a reasonable amount. Not sure what would be good though. It isn't gonna be so much louder with all these brass. So horn. I am waiting the horn. When has the horn ever done me wrong? The times that it has. There you go. Okay, there you go. You're getting horny now. Nice and low. Just on. This sounds like horns do not need to be fortissimo. Okay, it's fine. Better. Try this. Move you up an octave. Not you. Or was there a part here that was being harmonized by the oboes? Measure are we on? Oh, okay, this edition very helpfully does not add the measure numbers. Okay. Oh no, where am I? The heck? Oh, I don't know where I am. Let me go find another edition. Da-da-dum-bum. You have measure numbers? Nope. Hi, guys. Why don't you just include the measure? I don't know what measure I'm on. Do you have measure numbers? Measure numbers? Measure numbers? Nope. Why don't any of y'all have measure numbers? Show me your number. Show me your number. What's your number? Give me your number. Where are measure? None of these editions I'm finding have measure. I'm supposed to transcribe this without measure. How am I gonna check against you if it ain't got no measure numbers? Oh my gosh, guys. Difficult can it be? I'm going through all of the editions that I can find right now. No measure numbers on that one. What about this one? Do you have measure numbers? You better have measure numbers. Where's the measure numbers? There's fingerings. There's numbers for fingers. My fingers have numbers on them. But this one, oh my gosh, wait. This one might have it has measure numbers. Oh my gosh, this one has measure numbers. It's unlike any measure number system that I've ever seen, but I think this one has measure numbers. Oh my gosh. Alright, you know what? I'm downloading this edition. It has measure numbers. Anyway, that's a PNG image. That's not what I want. I want a PDF file, portament document file. Ever heard of it? Control P, say PDF. Yoink. Let's replace that PDF. Save. Bro, how hard can it be to save a portament document? A portament document file. Okay. There you go. Okay. Guys, look, measure numbers. It's huge. I can finally check which measure I'm on. That's my impression of the second movement. Anyway, look, we're looking for measure 51. Scroll. Oh my gosh, measure 60. I overshot it. Oh my goodness, measure 50. Measure 51. Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was looking for. Look, you can see in the top right here, measure 51. Perfect. Anyway, I'm just checking to make sure that I missed some harmony here, because I did. You guys are playing B, and it's the G that I'm missing. The BGs. That's what I'm missing. I missed the BGs. Anyway, also it only does that for one single bar, or not even one single bar, one half of a beat. Correct myself twice there, like the New York Times. So we have B and D. We have BD instead. stands for uh uh that's not even remotely correct. E D or D sharp, sorry, very different. D sharp, C sharp, E down to A sharp. I shall put you in the horn too. Black an octave lower. And also with forte instead of fortissimo. Try this. Try it with this. Okay. Enough. Try again. Me? But why do I have it so... Is this... Currently have the second horn playing above the first horn. Let me rectify that. And also I realize you guys are playing the same thing. Great, I'm just that smart. Try again from here. I'm using these bass drum like rim shots here. Part was a dialogue switching between instruments. Like this part here. What other instrument can even play this high besides, I guess, the clarinet? Can an oboe do that? I mean, I guess it can. I don't know why I ever doubted the oboe. Really cut up those dynamics there, but it's probably fine. I guess maybe more accurately to switch per half measure. More accurately, I say that. Let me just add a bunch. And end on oboe, that's fine. What the? No, don't do that. I'll just move this beginning part back. But go away. Here. The bassoon can't go as high as this clarinet here to play the harmony. Otherwise, I would have it be between these guys and the double reeds. I'm not even sure if I like oboe doing it though. How about this? We just switch y'all out. Go. Oboes, shut the hell up. I guess they're playing higher than these guys, which is something. Here, do this then. The flutes are the quiet ones. I'd quite like the clarinets to start off and the oboes to respond. That's better. And you know what, since your flutes, you can... I guess this violates the natural order of the woodwinds by having the flutes in the bottom. Anyway, what does it sound like? I cannot hear you guys. Where are you? Where are they? They're like, they're hiding. I can hear you then. Anyway, do I like everything that's happening down here? Don't play that for the full time, please. Just do it for a little bit. Have a rest. I could probably do that in other places with my very expertly written tremolos that are very expertly written. Alright, piano here. Move this roll to a bass drum instead of a tin. Really need a keybind for adding a 30-second through stem tremolo since I use it so often. I don't think that roll actually played, but whatever. It's there in my heart. Y'all. Play for as long as the bass drum does, please. Nope. Something here feels a bit empty. I think it's the use of the clarinet. Oboe might sound a bit nicer. I like the oboe more for this. We can play the C sharp required here. Why do I have a C sharp here when C sharp's already described in the key signature? I don't know. Maybe I'm just that smart. Anyway, get rid of that. Again. That's better. Going on from back here. I feel like there needs to be a better lead up here. Like these guys need to really, really crescendo. So, oh my goodness. There you go. A little bit better. Okay, and what comes after this? This is measure 57. 60, 58, 57. I'm not gonna lie, I don't. Let me just pull up like a recording of Moonlight Sonata so I can hear what it sounds like. I just typed in YouTube/com. That's not correct. You guys are not gonna be able to hear this. I'll listen to it for myself. I mean, I guess it is called Presto Agitato. This one's a pretty good speed. Oh my gosh, this edition even has measure numbers. Okay, so this is the part that leads into a repeat, which seems actually pretty lazy on Beethoven's part, but whatever. Who am I to question the Beethoven on his own music? Okay, so there are these like these broken up arpeggios, yeah. And what instrument is gonna play those? I don't know. It's almost like it's very pianistic, I guess. You'll notice here that I put the double bar, or not the double bar lines, the dashed bar lines here, because it's not exactly the end. It's just the end of what I wrote. Or transcribed. I didn't write it. I shall just add a million measures after this. There you go. We'll put down whatever instrument I decide gets to be tortured by these. This Alberti bass looking movements. I don't think any brass instrument will want to play that. Throwing that out there. I bet a bassoon could if they really, or a clarinet. Well, clarinet would like this though, but like. So, what is going on in this edition? There's like a bass clef for this one single note, then it transitions back to treble clef. That's so fascinating. I've never seen an edition switch between bass and treble clef so fast like this. Actually, that's in this edition that I am looking at on the score video too. Oh, I've just never seen. I mean, I haven't played this myself, but I just haven't seen it like this. Usually, they just make you read the ledger lines anyway. Beethoven probably. Well, Beethoven was pretty messy. I don't know. I could see it going both ways, where he just kept swapping clefs or writing the ledger lines. He does seem like a. I mean, he even wrote a bunch of ledger lines over here. He didn't put like an ottava or anything. But here he's like, oh no, you gotta really add those clefs. But over here, where there's lots of ledger lines, whatever. I've been playing it. Why am I complaining? Yeah, I guess like I could just have just some string players play these very goofy looking unless there might be like a better way to approximate these, which I'm gonna listen to the recording again. I don't just want to have like more tremolo, which is what I've been having basically the whole time. Uh, try this. Where I guess cello and the I guess cello and contrabass can do this. This is gonna be very, very silly, but actually no. You know what? Just cello. Cello. I'm choosing to torture you today. What if? Right? What if? What if? I think my like cello patch, the sound that I'm using for this isn't gonna like this very much. Why am I looking? But I do just want to try this. Huh? Uh-huh. Huh? You see what I'm down what I'm putting up, down what I'm picking up, or putting something down. Right? Uh-huh. Do that for you too. Because why not? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Maybe maybe even a little bit of a uh-huh. Yeah. Now, what about this? Is that close enough? Now the melody, it feels like it should swap between instruments at some point. Um, strings. Oh, I'm thinking horn. I think horn is best suited for this little melody that's gonna play here. How long do I need? Just for a measure because it changes instead of G, G, and D, it goes to G, A sharp, and D. Okay. You violas, I get to play the same thing. Pianos and violas, but all pianos. You guys get the long trill. Um, all down here gets to play the same Z's, like, but your tur has got to extend one to the other. I'll just do this. You though are going to have to play a fourth to a fifth. But this you need to be A sharp, so I guess you're an augmented fifth. But never mind, you're A double sharp. All right, you're going to be a perfect fifth. There you go. Wow, that sounds horrendous. I love it. I could also raise these guys up an octave and have them played on the violins or something, but whatever. What's the melody song? Got no bite no more though. I think maybe we should again. It's just kind of dotting in these parts here. Oh, where's the staccatissimo? Staccatissimo. Uh, Fortissimo stroke above. Above, there you go. Actually, wait. What? Staccatissimo wedge above. How are these meaningfully different? Not the same? There's two of the same things. Oh no, this one's rounded. Look at that, it has like a rounded shape. Pointy. Oh, okay, very different, I see. Very necessary addition to music score. Awesome. Oh, I forgot to make you piano, there you go. Still sounds terrible, but whatever. Let me try you in a different instrument. Bassoon, go. No, I think that might be the fault of muse sounds like dying on me, but I'm getting rid of that anyway. Just put in the melody first at least. Oh wait, yeah, you're in the now one horn can't play those notes. But it can repeat these notes. Once again, your bass clef. Are those the right notes? I need some kind of chops and an oboe. Or very different notes. You can play with grace. What is that? B, G. There you go. A clarinet. You guys would have to really volume though. What about like a really quiet timpani hit here? Nice and quiet. I said quiet. You don't sound quite tense enough. Fine. You all together. Yeah. You guys just kind of play the same thing you was already doing. This trail line even more. Tap, 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 tap. Man, I wish there was a more efficient way of doing that. You know what, Timpani, you can just keep tapping along. Perfect. Anyway, this part's kind of like stripped back, so there's nothing too interesting out here. Really gonna have to increase some volume though, so it's not boring. It really is. You know what? I probably for this at least second part here, like some trill. Trill it. U, double, U, same. You know what? How about this? You guys do this. You both do this. You guys together do this. Go. You start over here. Boom. And I don't know, go to do something, anything. And then it goes to something. I guess flutes can play this part. Bum. It's kind of boring. You know why I stopped orchestrating this? It's because it was boring. Grace notes in. I'll have both flutes do this just so it's louder because they're gonna be double sharp. And I guess you guys just do this again. Boink. But up to fortissimo you go. Fortissimo, fortissimo. Awesome. And you guys, I guess I'll let you be for a second because all the way over to forte, all the way over here's this. Okay. 2 more bars of this. Ears are gonna have to fall back. Just tie this and do this one, do extend it. Give this A that changes, or D that changes to A sharp. To add piano here, that would make sense. Here. forte, I guess. I feel like forte might be way too loud. Um, and see what happens. Forte might be too loud for the timpani. Move you guys down to. I'd quite like though to have some harmony. Maybe not even harmony, but like something to at least fake loud in these notes here. Some helpful oboes and octaves. Maybe something like this. Sure. I can barely hear the grace notes at all. They get played so fast by the stupid computer. It's okay. Fine. Fine. Something about this accompaniment doesn't feel so strong though. Probably some percussion could help. Pum pum pum. Replace these old timpani hits here. Probably add them at the end, but just replace them with some kind of moderate bass drum part here. Yes, and then doink. You're ready at piano. Yeah. Move up here to forte. You know what? You guys can be bass drum. Timpani drum. To G sharp. Feels a bit better. I don't have a tuba on this. I guess I could add one, but I'm not gonna. I feel like there could be something else. Uh, clarinets on this as well. That helps. Okay, I'm fine with that. And I don't. Not my favorite thing. But what if? What if? All right, just. What? Perfect. I love those fifths. I think they're even better than the. After this, there's some other broken up Alberti based looking parts. They're just outlining a chord here. Then after two measures of this, it goes back to. Oh, sure, I'll figure out how to do that. Okay. I think I shall do like a just normal tremolo, not like the weird interval trills that I had going on. I think I'll just do normal tremolo. Listen to the thing again. Discourse. Or you D. And you're B to B sharp. You guys go to forte, piano. All of you get tremolo. And because I'm very creative. G, 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 G. G's. But also forte piano again, because I'm creative. Okay. I don't want like a big hit on that first beat there. Maybe I do actually, because otherwise that sounds kind of weak sauce. Find one here. I don't know. What about something fun here, like not another trill here. You're, okay. Try something like this, I guess. This might be kind of silly. Leading to nothing, I guess. Go. You guys don't seem to do as loud as I thought you would be. Whatever. They're horns. Probably do something like that over here, though. I'll put you guys on trumpet, perhaps. I'd prefer you on trombone. I think it makes the most sense to put you either on trumpet or horn, though. I'll do horn. Horn is fine. Kind of same with the. You do this, my friend. You do this. Wow. 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 Here, Tiffany, just be quiet for a second. That was the wrong, that was the bass drum. I muted the bass drum as well. And just shush for a sec. You guys weren't as loud as I was hoping. Really? Yoink. Here. You know what? Add a triangle to match whatever the heck the match whatever the heck the flutes are doing. Add the double grace note. Nice and forte. Go. So good that I can't even hear the grace notes. Right, sounds kind of like the phone's ringing, but I guess it's exactly what I wanted. What if I add like... Oh, does this change anything? Not really. What if I add like a simple hit on one of these? On the latter half of the measure. Go. Sure. You know what, just for emphasis, I'll even add accents here. Your forte piano up. Go. Don't roll the whole time. Again, something in my soul is telling me not to happen. You guys can kind of play together in tandem though. Forte, tie, tremolo. And then back on your BS here. I don't really feel like copying all this down, and I guess neither did Beethoven because he put down the repeats. Um, Somehow I wasn't expecting that, but oh, whoops, I went back to the first movement. Ends on a chord here. So I guess it wants me to kind of bring back the first measure. Onto you're already here. Okay. So weird because I'm not sure if MuseScore is smart enough to crescendo into a repeat. Like I just don't think the program is smart enough to account for something like that. And I'm not quite sure how these kinds of repeats work in orchestral scores. I guess I just haven't seen them very much, but then again, I don't listen to a lot of classical era music. So I guess these kinds of things are just common. I ain't got a clue. So to play the whole darn thing back here. What if I just skip the repeat and move to the next part? Not even sure if I want to do this. I might just get rid of the repeat and write it out as it is. Don't make it unnecessarily long. Alright, this is when the arpeggios become major scales. Well, now that I listen back to this, I think I can place where I might want to change the octaves of some of these. Get out of here. You're going on first violins. Like this. Try this. Shut up. Here. I don't like that. Go back. Right, I need to make you guys more dramatic. Forte. Go. So too you horns. Nope. Better. Now it's time for a major scale. Yippee. Now, do I want to change it up from what was happening over here, or do I want maybe to mix it up again? Maybe now that it's in the major scale, I can switch it to the strings, playing the arpeggios, because here I like these bassoons because they were nice and dark sounding for these like minor scale minor scale. I guess yeah, minor chord arpeggios. But for y'all over here, since you guys are major scale ones, maybe fun to put them on strings instead. Let me listen to this part first. God, how silly this part is. What the heck is going on? What in... Okay, interesting. There's some lower melody going on. Man, I don't know if I just haven't listened to Moonlight Sonata enough, but man, I do not remember this part very well at all. Well, I think I should do it kind of like how I did over here with the clarinet scales. Sorry, very different. Like starting in bassoon, but going to clarinet instead of trumpet. But I think I'll do something like that. So I had bassoon to clarinet movement here. So I shall do something similar here, which is starting on the second repeat. There should be a chord here. So you E sharp. Signature doesn't change because you move to C. And you move to or yeah, maybe this C sharp. You move to what are you playing? B to C or somebody. Oh no, there's already an E sharp here. Perfect. And now time for this nonsense. Here, remind me, how did I do it again? Was it like two bassoons or scroll? One bassoon, bassoon two, bassoon one, bassoon two, clarinet two, then just clarinet one, and then alternating. Okay. Then I shall copy what I did on my own music here. I'm in my on my own music. I mean, not my music. Could actually, I think this is something that somebody suggested, but I just didn't take into account. Was I should probably have it make it so that you guys like trail off of one another like this. This might be a bit like less. I don't think I did it like this initially because this just looks kind of strange. But like, I think in theory this makes it easier for the musicians to come in on the beats. But I'm gonna go back and actually add that in. Wrong, why? That's not right. Put the wrong dot in. That's the wrong beats. Could you do this to me? That's the wrong beat again. Note, it was the right beats. Okay. This might take a while. Just do, I guess. Adding these notes back in. That G. Pretty high for a bassoon, ain't it? Just checking to make sure I got everything in order. So you guys fall on the downbeat. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. That's incorrect. So you're so wait. This seems unnecessarily difficult. You start on C, so you go. Let's see. Oh, you're middle C, aren't you? Never mind. This makes more sense. Okay. Awesome. You hear? Nope. This. Why are some of these notes just not go? Nope. What? It happened again here. What the heck? Why are all these notes flying off into the wrong space? Not where you belong, guys. Why isn't even there a single note here? What note is this supposed to be? Is this measure 20? Be a D? Oh no, you're measure 19. No, never mind. There's just nothing here. I suppose it's supposed to be an F double sharp though, based on what the heck is happening in the bass. So I guess I'll just retroactively I put in the wrong thing. I keep putting the extended note dot instead of the staccato dot. Move the wrong end. There you go. Okay, hopefully that should be the last of those. Yeah, weird. Well, nope. Nope, wrong part of the slur. Again, you should probably fall here on... I know, but... Maybe like this? long. I'm having to change up a few of the notes that Beethoven wrote, but he's dead, so I won't mind. Just so you guys don't fall on the first or the second 16th, which can be a bit awkward. Let me make sure you guys all fall on like the normal beats. Hopefully you guys, I mean, I don't think it'll sound much different, but it'll play differently, so. Wait, hold on, I didn't, apparently I already screwed it up because there ain't one over here. And also over here, I missed, man, goodness, I missed the very first ones. Alright, and then over here. I don't think I missed any of those, and also, what the heck is going on over here, man? And here with the flute and piccolo, and the oboe. Now there's like a leading note. Okay. And now we're back over here. Okay. I don't know how much a bassoon would like to play 3 octaves here, but it's probably okay if a piano can do it. Everything the bassoon can do, the piano can do. Okay. Scroll, scroll, scroll. 50, 60. Also, the... Wait. No. Wait. Yes. No. Wait. What? It's supposed to be bass clef, isn't it? Looks like this bass clef over here, but there's a treble clef here, but that doesn't imply it's this bass clef that matters. Right, so your bass clef. Yeah, because you're supposed to be C sharp major, right? C sharp and C sharp and G sharp. So that's supposed to be happening. Not sure if I want to start all the way down on that C. No one's even gonna notice anyway, those strings are too loud. What was the pattern? There's 2 bassoons and clarinet and bassoon, and then 1 clarinet. Bassoon does sound quite happy here. I'm a little afraid for some reason that it wouldn't. All the way back down to G. What do those dynamics look like? Oh, that was correct. Mezzo forte, moving into forte. That makes sense. Um, so, I know this is pretty boring, but whatever. Make sure to subscribe to the Discord server and stuff. I'm pretty sleepy right now. Might work on this tomorrow, or maybe I'll just fall asleep. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.